G'day, how are you? I'm Rod Peterson. I'm one of your BTPs that's going to run through the personal watercraft with you. Okay guys, so we've just flipped the ski up on its side to show you the intake. Okay, remember, 44-gallon drum of water comes out of that jet every 5 seconds. So that means a 44-gallon drum of water gets sucked up by that jet. Remember, straps, girls with long hair, boys with long hair, sucked in. We don't want to see that. So anyone who's near the ski, shut the ski down. Okay, distance rules guys. Remember, 60 metres for jet skis. Just behind me here, we've got a 30-metre buoy for boats, 60 for jet skis, okay? Now, let's just have a look at it. We've got a yacht that's anchored exactly in line with that 60-metre buoy. So from me to here, if we're within that 60 metres, 6 knots. So luckily here we've got some signs. Maritime Safety Queensland have put signs in here to help us. Now not everywhere is going to have signs, but read the signs. 30 metres for boats, 60 for jet skis. Okay, so it's up to you to make a decision on how far 60 metres is. Okay, so you have to take things into consideration. Like let's have a look at that yacht. Let's say that yacht's got to be at least 12 metres long. So let's do 5 times. 5 times from end to end, that boat from the shoreline to it, that's how far 60 metres is. If you've got another way to think about it, like when I was a kid, I could kick a football 60 metres. So that's how far I work out that 60 metres is. You have to do it. These distances are here for your safety and everybody else's safety. So remember, make sure you stay that 60 metres away. Also, obviously, finable offence. You don't want to be doing over that speed, you will cop a fine. Let's talk about 60 metres. It's there for your safety and everybody else's. We get within 60 metres of the shoreline, swimmers, wharves and jetties, anchored vessels, bridges with pylons. Okay, if we get within that 60 metres, we must slow down to 6 knots. If not, it's a finable offence. Let's talk about freestyling. Freestyling is classed as any erratic movement. Now let's talk about that rule. Okay, if you've got a house within 100 metres of the shoreline, you must be 200 metres out. Okay, so it's technically sometimes you could be 300 metres from a house, but that depends on how close it is. If it's within 100 metres of the shoreline, 200 metres out for freestyling. Remember, there's different areas where we can and can't freestyle. There's different areas where you can and can't take the ski. Where do we find that information out? Maritime Safety Queensland's website. They'll have it all on there. There are some places you can't even take a ski. There are some places you just can't freestyle. Okay, let's get on the ski. So when we're at the beach here, we need to spin the ski around. We don't want to start the motor when it's in shallow water. What they recommend, and check your manufacturer's recommendations, but at least a metre of water underneath you at all times before you start that engine. So we spin it around, hop on at the back here. So I push myself out, 1 foot up and push out. Once I drift out a little bit, then I can start the engine. Make sure there's no swimmers. There's nothing around that you're going to suck up. No weed or anything like that. Remember, 6 knots on the way out. Away 60 metres from the beach. Wharves, jetties, anchored vessels. We've got to be 6 knots. 6 knots is how much? 11 kilometres an hour, or technically a brisk walking pace. Okay, remember maximum speed in smooth waters, 40 knots. 40 knots, 72, 73 Ks. How do we work that speed out? Think about when you're out on the road, how fast 72, 73 Ks is. Remember, maximum speed for smooth waters, 40 knots. These things will do a lot faster than 40 knots, but not in smooth waters. Okay guys, we're going to use Bob as our man overboard. So I'm going to put him in the water, I'm going to come up, I'm going to give you a demonstration on how to pick a person in the water up. Okay, things we're going to be thinking about. Obviously we want to get the back of the ski round to him, but we want the engine off, 100%. Never have the engine running if you've got a person in the water beside you. Okay, so what I did then was I turned the engine off when I was picking the person up out of the water. You don't want that engine running when you've got people in the water, okay? That suction is huge. It'll suck straps up, hair up, anything up, okay? So we don't want it. Turn it off when you're picking up a person in the water. Okay guys, so if you're picking up a person in the water, remember, they climb on from the rear. Some skis will even have a step on the rear for you to help you get on, okay? Don't step on the bucket as you're getting on. You will break the bucket if you do that. So we just want to get on using the handles to pull ourselves on from the rear of the ski. Also remember, while I'm sitting like this, remember, if you're water skiing, tubing, anything like that behind a jet ski, the observer must be facing backwards. Okay, mirrors are great, but don't trust them. Things look different in the mirror compared to what they do in real life. So head checks are your biggest ones. Okay, remember your registration numbers have to be on both sides. It can be at the back, the front, wherever. Normally on a jet ski, the best place to put them is at the front. But your rego sticker. Now remember, rego stickers are still going to be on boats and jet skis, okay? I know we're losing them on the cars, but we've still got them for the boats and jet skis. And they have to be on the port side next to the numbers. Okay, let's look at our jet nozzle. When we turn it to the right, it moves to the right. When we turn it to the left, it moves to the left. So when it's at the right, over to the right, it's pushing the back of the ski over to the left. When we've got it over to the left, it's actually pushing the back of the ski over to the right. Remember, you're steering with the back of the ski, not the front like a car.